Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. This is the Wednesday edition of the Carolina weather video here for this 14th day of September. And again, the big weather story around here is going to be the big temperature turnaround as we get through the next several days. Now, today is going to be the warmest day of the week. A lot of our highs up around 90 degrees or so, but that is going to be a distant memory here by the time we get into Friday and the upcoming weekend. Let's take a peek at the radar this morning. There's a lot of at least areas of rain and some embedded thunderstorm activity back in parts of the plains and the midwestern states. And that is near a front that is dropping south and in our direction. Look at these temperatures this morning, very chilly in parts of the northern plains and the upper Midwest. In fact, there are some sub-freezing temperatures in North Dakota this morning and even some upper 20s. Up that way. Look at all the white shaded counties up that direction. Those are all either freeze warnings or frost related products. And in many of those spots, the growing season coming to an end this morning. Again, there's your temperatures right now. Notice the warmth ahead of that front, and it's going to be quite warm around here today with our highs this afternoon up close to 90 or so. But this trough is driving that front southward. Here's what it looks like by tomorrow evening. And even though it doesn't look like this huge trough, this is a pretty chilly air mass, and it's going to really spread out very nicely here across the central and the eastern part of the country. Today, again, it's going to be warm and dry, a lot of sunshine here in our neck of the woods. Tomorrow, the actual front moves through. Kind of a challenging forecast tomorrow in terms of the temperatures. I think that with the timing of the front, we'll still see highs in most spots in our region. Once you get outside of the higher elevations, still well up into the 80s, and there'll be the chance of an isolated shower or storm. But boy, this cold air damming configuration really sets up nicely behind the front. This is Friday evening. Now, one change in the modeling today, at least a lot of the modeling, is, the wedge is still very pronounced, but there's less in the way of precip in that wedge. And so for that reason, I have slightly bumped up the temperatures Friday. As I mentioned yesterday, exactly how warm we get Friday and Saturday will depend on how much rain is around. So it still looks like it's going to be much chillier. I think we're probably talking highs, maybe struggling into the low to mid-60s Friday and not much warmer Saturday. But again, if the rain really settles in, it could be in the 50s all day. And really that could be the case either day, depending on how the rain behaves. So there's Saturday. Now the wedge will slowly, and I mean slowly, begin to erode away by early next week. That's Sunday, and that's Monday, and finally that's Tuesday. And so it's just going to be a gradual process to get the wedge to scour out. Should be at least a gradual warming trend each day, with some 70s back in place. If not by Sunday, then by Monday. Now in the tropics, there is Maria. That's all there is to talk about out there. And Maria behaving as expected. This will continue to track to the north and track a little west of Bermuda and then close to some of the Canadian Maritimes down the road. But this is not going to be a threat for the East Coast at all of the U.S., except for a little bit of increased surf and rip current potential. All right, that is it for today's edition of the video. No new videos coming up tomorrow or Friday. The next edition of the video will be posted bright and early on Monday morning. Everyone have a great day and a great upcoming weekend, and God bless.